Okay guys, I'm new at this. Never made a YouTube video before. There's not going to be any editing. Making this as a DIY channel. I'm going to call it ERE, which stands for Ragged Edge Racing. You'll never guess in a million years what kind of car we're going to be working on. We're going to do this in steps. I want to have a mid 10-second car on a beer can budget. But you'll never guess in a million years what car it's going to be. So let's go find out. Well, if you've guessed it, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. It is a 1986 Mustang LX. The 347 small block Ford. And to get us in that range that we're looking to get into, a GT45 off of eBay. A homemade exhaust system. And I'm trying to get 700 at the crank. I think I can do it. The crankshaft is forged. The connecting rods are forged H-beam. And the pistons are Molle flat tops. It's got twisted wedge. Now, scratch that. These are old trick flow high port iron cylinder heads. The only thing new in this car, or in this motor, is the carburetor. The crankshaft is used, the connecting rods are used, the pistons are used. Hell, even the piston rings are used. Cylinder heads I bought used, the block I bought used. No machine work. It was already 30 over. The turbo I bought off of eBay for $200. I'm going to build it in a garage. It's only 24 feet by 12 feet. It's tight. Very tight. We're going to blow the transmission out of this first off. It's a 2001 T5 out of a V6 Mustang. I have went through it. I put in billet keys. I put in a billet cluster support, tightened up all the clearances, and it's got a decent clutch in it. There's an aluminum drive shaft, bought used. The rear end. Going to be changing the gears. It has 410s. Going to go to 323. It has stock axles. I do have used 31 spline axles. We're going to get a carrier out of a junkyard, and probably a couple of months. Right now it's cold here. I live in upstate New York. It's really cold here, like 18 degrees cold. We're going to do this in stages. We're going to do the engine and the turbo first. We're doing the exhaust at 3.5 inch, and it's going to come out the front fender right there. There's the exhaust. We're going to do this in stages, like I said. We're going to do the engine first. When I blow the transmission out of it, which I know is going to happen, I do have a C4. Or let me refresh that. It's a C5 with C4 internals. When the tranny goes, that'll go in. When I blow the rear end up, I will switch to 31 spline axles. This is all going to be in stages. If you're interested in watching this build, subscribe. Hit that like button. Share it. This is going to turn into a low 10-second, maybe really high 9-second car. It weighs 2,800 pounds. I've already removed and replaced the oil filter, relocated it. We are going to do a DIY regulator. We're going to do a DIY fuel pump. Basically, we're DIYing everything. So if you're interested in DIY Ford Mustangs on the cheap as possible, subscribe. Watch the channel. I think you'll be interested. We have a little nitrous in the back. We have the battery in the back. The rear end is stud girdled. I am going to see how fast I can get this car with stock tires. Once I surpass the tires, we'll move over to some slicks. Like I said, this is going to be a DIY on the cheap for the young guys out there that are just getting into the Fox bodies or getting into the racing. This might be for you. It's going to be on the cheap, very cheap. Like I said, it is a 5-speed car. It's a very clean car. There's no rust on this car. We're going to see how fast we can get it to go on a beer can budget. So if you're interested in this build and would like to follow it, subscribe, help the channel out. We'll see how fast we can get this car to go together. If the block splits in half, I hope it doesn't. But if it does, I do have more parts. I have a spare block, or we'll put 351 Windsor in it. So stick around, watch for my videos, subscribe again, like this, comment. If you have any comments on this block taking 700 horsepower, leave the comments. It's not 50 ounce imbalanced, it's not 28 ounce imbalanced, it's 0 imbalance. Has a billet flywheel, 0 balance. The harmonic balancer, 0 balanced. I think it'll live. If it doesn't, there's always another one. Until the next video, hope you enjoyed this beginning. This is my beginning. See you on the next video. Bye.